Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and today I'm going to talk about 16 lessons that I have learned from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. Well, when I read this book, I was eager to share my thoughts and my learnings from this book with you guys. I know I'm a bit late, but as we say, jab jago tabhi savera. So let's begin. Lesson number 1, get 1% better every day. Yes, this is the most important lesson that I have learned from this book. Most of us, while being on the journey of self improvement, try to take bigger steps to achieve good habits or to start with good habits. And maximum time, we fail in that. Most of the people fail just because they try to take big steps. It is better to take 1% or 1% improvement in yourself every day rather than taking big steps once in a month. For example, if you are not a reader at all and you want to start with your reading habits, don't start with reading 10 to 15 pages per day because you will get bored because you are not into this habit. Instead, start reading 10 minutes a day or 1 page a day and slowly and gradually increase your speed. That will benefit you in better way rather than starting to read 10 to 15 pages per day. That's because small improvements will bring about bigger changes in your life on the long run. The writer put across this point with a beautiful and compelling story of a cycling coach of British cycling team. The coach, when he was hired for the British cycling team, tried to make very small changes in the team and the team members, which brought about big results in the future. The coach didn't try to change everything all at once, but he just tried to improve the team 1% every day, and the results were astonishing. This technique by the coach helped the British team win Tour de France for the first time in 110 years, and thereafter they went on to win many other competitions too. Lesson number 2, the habit loop. Well, the core of this book is the 4-step habit loop. Number 1, cue. Number 2, craving. Number 3, response. And number 4, reward. To understand this, let's take an example. Let's suppose there is a person named Jack who wants to lose weight. The cue that begins this habit is that Jack wants to look fit. So every day he wakes up and think of working out automatically. Then comes the craving to see himself slim and sleek. Then he responds by working out. And ultimately the reward is that he becomes fit over a period of time, shedding his weight. Now the happiness that comes or the mood that changes seeing the reward will help him continue with this habit for a long period of time. So from this example, we need to understand that if we want to start a good habit, we need to understand the cue and the craving. In the same way, if we want to get rid of some bad habits, we need to understand again the cue and the craving. Once the cue and the craving is sorted out, we need to understand the response and the reward that comes with it. Once we understand this 4-step loop, it becomes easy for us to start with any good habit and stick around with it for a long period of time. Lesson number 3, be happy now, not later. Stop waiting for things to happen to make you happy. Do whatever you can today to find happiness. It is a human nature that most of the people will give up everything that makes them less happy or makes them unhappy. If you are planning to start up a business to make money and if you face a lot of trouble in the course of running that business, you will definitely quit. If you happen to get a new job and you find your boss to be very disrespectful, you will definitely again quit. If you set a target of reading 20 books in a year and you find it reading every day very difficult, you are again going to quit. Why? That's because in this case, we have linked our happiness to the outcome of the process or to the outcome of our effort. Whereas this should not be the case. In the above said cases, if you don't get the money, respect and the satisfaction, you are definitely going to quit. Well, frankly speaking, sometimes quitting is the solution. But most of the times, something can be done about the situation. Now comes the question, how to find happiness while changing a habit or while quitting a bad habit. Well, the solution is changing your identity. Changing your identity will make you more happy about the whole process of changing the habits. For example, let's suppose a person plans to quit smoking and somebody offers him a cigarette. In the words of James Clear, he says that when somebody offers him a cigarette, if he says that I don't want it, that means he still believes that he is a speaker and he is trying to quit. But if his answer is that I don't smoke, then he is accepting the change, he is accepting that he is a reformed man. He is changing his identity from being a smoker to being a non-smoker. Then he is going to find happiness. Then he is going to find satisfaction with the transition or with the change. Lesson number 4, small steps lead to big changes. As they say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Imagine that you start walking 10 minutes every day. You will immediately not see the result of losing weight. But eventually, over a long period of time, your mental and your physical health will be in much better condition. People usually look at their idols or their role models in fashion, in business, in sports, and want to be like them in a week or a month. My friends, life doesn't work like that. Elon Musk didn't become successful overnight. He must have failed more times than all of us have ever tried. So, take small steps and be patient. The underlying statement is to enjoy the process of transformation. Instead of just forcing yourself for the outcome, you should enjoy the process, the transition in itself. Lesson number 5, the power of rewards. Rewards make everyone happy. Who doesn't like getting rewards? Students forget all the sleepless nights and the stressful exam days once they get the degree certificate in hand. So, in the words of James Clear, whenever you are able to quit a bad habit or whenever you are able to pick up a good habit and you take it for a long period of time, reward yourself. Set milestones for yourself in the journey of self-improvement. And once you reach the milestone, reward yourself. Rewarding yourself is a process of self-motivation which helps you build a habit streak. And once the habit streak is formed, don't break it. Lesson number 6, triggers are the key. You know, the smell of cigarettes is what makes an individual smoke. The notification sound on your mobile phone is what makes you lose your focus of mind on the current job and look into your messages on the mobile phone. The mere thought or the aroma of coffee and donuts is what makes you go into the restaurant and have it in spite of not being hungry. Here, the smell of the cigarettes, the notification sound, and the aroma of donuts and coffee can be called triggers which makes you do a particular action. So, triggers should never be underestimated. They are a double-edged sword. Triggers can help you build good habits, and triggers can even make it hard for you to lose bad habits. As the writer clearly puts it, that no behavior happens in isolation. Each action becomes a cue that triggers the next behavior. For example, if you want to start the habit of reading books and get rid of the habit of watching television, place the book at such a place that it becomes easier to reach a book rather than to reach a TV remote. The trigger to start a new habit can also be an old obvious habit, and that is called habit stacking. Let's take an example of habit stacking. Let's suppose that you want to start with a habit of meditation from tomorrow. So, you will say like this: I will meditate immediately after I brush my teeth. That means meditation is the new habit that you want to form, and you are stacking it up with your old and obvious habit of brushing your teeth. In the same way, if you want to start journaling from tomorrow, just say that I will write a journal after I make a cup of coffee in the morning. This is how you start a new habit, and this is how your old habits will help you start the new habit, and it becomes obvious and it becomes a part of your system. Lesson number 7, consistency is all you need. Well, the idea of improving yourself 1% every day is all about consistency. If you want to see improvements in your life, it is better to be consistent with a new habit rather than doing it inconsistently. Sticking to a new habit is not about time. It is about frequency. How often do you do it? Even if it is for a short period of time, every day. In order to lose weight, you need to work out every day, even if it is for 10 minutes. If you want to write a book, you need to consistently write every day. Most of the times it can be overwhelming, but you will see the result once you are consistent with your actions. Once you are consistent with your action, the new habits will become a part of your own identity, and it will be easy to gain those new habits. Lesson number 8, track your progress. Let's face it, whenever people start with new habits, within a short period of time, they quit. That's because they feel that they are not making any progress. So, tracking your progress over a short and a long period of time can be beneficial to stick around with one habit. But tracking your progress doesn't mean to be impatient. Along with tracking your progress, you need to be patient because the changes that you see may be very minute or may be very small. In anything that you are doing, you can track your progress by a traditional habit tracking notebook. Lesson number 9, don't judge your progress too soon. James Clear calls this concept compound interest. The idea behind this concept is that most of the people think that their habit forming progress should be linear, whereas in reality, it's not. Changes take time, as it is clear from the figure that you need to pass a particular threshold to start seeing the results. In the words of the writer, small changes doesn't seem to make any difference till the time you pass a critical threshold. The most powerful outcomes of any compound process are delayed. So you need to be patient. Lesson number 10, systems are more important than goals. Atomic Habits talks very well about systems. It says that if both successful as well as unsuccessful people have same goals, then goal cannot be what differentiate successful people from the unsuccessful people. Then what exactly it is? Well, it is a habit of forming a system. Everyone has goals in life, but very few will start working systematically on your goal and start forming a particular system around to achieve that goal. A system is a process of following particular steps to achieve anything in your life. For example, if you want to be a published writer, what you need to do is you need to form a system of writing every day for at least half an hour. Then you should be contacting 5 publishers every month. Then you should be taking up writing courses at least 2 every 6 months. This is a system that you are building around yourself to become a published author. This is how you are going to get your target. This is how you are going to achieve the transformation that you want to see in yourself. And the systems can be built for any habit that you want to form. One advantage of forming a system is that once the system is formed of particular actions that needs to be taken to achieve a habit, that is the time you start enjoying the process. Lesson number 12, design your environment for success. If you want to stick to a new habit, make the cues quite obvious. You are more likely to stick to a new habit if your whole environment encourages you into that. For instance, if you want to focus in your studies, make sure that your desk is clean. Make sure that everything is in order on your desk. Make sure that everything that you want during your study is available on the desk. And make sure that every distracting element is kept away from your desk. That is the way you build your environment to focus into your studies. Moving ahead, if you want to start with a habit of jogging every morning, make sure that you put your jogging shoes next to your bed. So that whenever you get up in the morning, you look at these shoes and that prompts you to put them on and go for jogging. Make your atmosphere and your environment more creative. That helps you to stick on to the new habit that you have formed and that helps you to be successful in life. Lesson number 13, the 2-minute rule. Whenever you are starting a new habit, you know it very well that you need to start small, but it becomes quite easy to start it big. And it becomes quite obvious. You are so overwhelmed, you are so overjoyed, you are so excited to start it too big. For example, the moment you decide that you want to be in shape and you want to stay fit, you go ahead and take up a gym membership for one year. And the next day itself, you go to the gym and start pumping the iron for 1 hour. And this may go on for 1 day, 2 days, maximum 3 days, and then all in vain. In 3 to 5 days, all the excitement, all the enthusiasm has bubbled down. So the most effective way to counter this tendency is the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule states that whenever we wish to start a new habit, we should be able to break it down into actions which takes less than 2 minutes. For example, let's suppose somebody feels that I want to live a long and healthy life. Then I need to stay in shape. For that, I need to exercise. And to exercise, I need to change into my workout clothes. Changing into working out clothes just will take 2 minutes, and that will be the trigger to start with a new habit. Let's take another example of a person who wants to lead a happy married life. For that, I need to become a good partner. For that, I need to do something every day to make my life partner's work easy. So therefore, I am going to make a cup of coffee for her every day in the morning. So now you can understand that how starting a new habit can be broken down into an action which takes less than 2 minutes. Breaking down your new habit into small chunks of action is very necessary to avoid procrastination. Once you are able to overcome procrastination and stick with your habit for every day, you will see the results very soon. Lesson number 14, be very specific. If you want to be serious about your new habit, you need to be very specific. When and where you are going to work on your new habit. For this, there is a beautiful format given in this book. Like, you should start your habit in this way. I will, the habit or the behavior, at the time, at the place. So let me explain you this format by taking up 4 examples. Let's suppose you want to start with the habit of meditation. You will say that I will meditate at 6 a.m. for 2 minutes in the kitchen. Let's suppose you want to start with the habit of studying a new language. You will say, I will study French at 6 p.m. for 20 minutes on my desk. Let's suppose you want to start with a habit of exercising. You will say, I will exercise for 45 minutes at 6 p.m. in my local gym. Let's suppose you want to get into a habit of helping your partner. You will say that I will make my partner a cup of tea at 6 p.m. in the kitchen. So this format makes it quite obvious, makes it quite specific that when and where and how you are going to do this habit, which gives it more clarity. Lesson number 15, don't do it alone. If you are starting with a new habit, it is very easy to do it if you have a partner in crime. I mean, if you have somebody who is doing the same thing. Because it becomes easy to motivate each other when one feels down or when one is low in spirits. Otherwise, if you are alone, it may happen that you become lethargic and that lethargy may drag you back into your old habits. If you don't have a partner, it will be helpful if you join Facebook groups having the same interest or having the same habit and share your journey of your weight transformation, share your journey of becoming an author and be an inspiration to others. When you are in that group, others can also be an inspiration to you. So this is how we grow. The last lesson that I have deduced from this book is intentions. Intentions matter a lot. You know, whenever you want to start a new habit or you want to start your self-improvement journey, the first step is that you have an intention to improve. Because if you lack intention, everything goes in vain. My dear friends, it is very important that you have an intention in your mind of whatever habit you want to take up. If you want to stay fit, you should have an intention that I want a long and healthy lifestyle or a long and a healthy life. With this, I end my video here, and everything that I have spoken about in this video comes from the book of Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I will be posting the link of this book in the description. You can go and buy this book if you have not read this. And if you have read this book, I will feel quite happy if you come and share your feelings and your thoughts about this particular book in the comment section. Thank you and goodbye.